first and foremost, what is a producer? What does a producer do to you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've never been asked that. So for me, a producer is that bridge between the host and the audience, right? The producer has sat in every single seat of being the talent, being the host, being the guest, and also being behind the scenes. Where you're able to, when you're like, I'm a podcast producer, I'm a serial podcast producer, I have 10 shows under me that range from different places around the world. Shout out to my new client who is located in Australia. When I'm producing shows, I like to bring my audience closer to the host, right? And as a good producer, you're appealing to everybody's senses, right? You're appealing to what they smell, what they hear, what they feel, right? Because we tend to live in a society where we talk about feelings, but nobody wants to feel. There's like a contradiction, there's a disconnect, right? We're connected to everything, but disconnected from us. So we need to make it make sense. So to me, what it means to be a producer is to be that bridge between the host and the audience who they serve, right? Because you listen to podcasts, we listen to radio shows all the time, and I think for me, within the first 10 minutes, if I don't feel a connection or that I'm gathering something from the show that I'm listening to, I'm sorry, I'm cutting it off. I'm dropping it like it's hot. I don't have time. Because to me, there's a disconnect, right? If I'm tuning into your show, I want to get something from you. I'm looking for some little nugget, something that I can take and apply to my life today. I'm going to say it again. I want to take something from your show that I can apply to my life today. And a good producer does that for who they're working with, right? The producer is listening to what the host is saying. Like, I love being a field producer when I host, when I listen in on my client show. So
A field producer as opposed to what other kind of producer?
so a field producer is somebody who sits in on the actual engagement itself. So I do that for some of my clients who I work with. I just got a new show that's called Shift. And shout out to Lisa Council. I'm talking about your show. You're one of the new shows that I just acquired. And this show focuses on domestic violence. And the thing about this show that I love is Lisa really paints the picture of, yes, the darkness that happens during domestic violence situations, but she also finds a way to shift, hence the name, shift your mindset to a space of gratitude and also strength. So when I sit in on these shows, as I'm producing, as I'm listening to what the host is saying to their guests, I'm telling the host, hey, ask this follow-up question, because let's be realistic. Some of us still get starstruck. I do. When I interview, like, one of my top people who I've been wanting to interview forever, like, I've interviewed influencers on social media and that, and we get starstruck.
And you don't even really feel it until like that moment. Okay, I gotta ask them something. I mean, and when that moment of engagement,
Right.
you know, when you see him, you kind of cool.
Yeah, when you see him, you're
But then when
okay.
you know it's getting ready to be an actual verbal exchange or, you know, physical exchange, a handshake or something, you know, that's when you start feeling the vibe. Right?
100%. And I like to ask the question that nobody thinks to ask. And that's what a good producer does. The producer, again, bridges that gap, right? Because there's a lot of people who ask what I call the Scotch tape special question.